Welcome back to our horror story channel, where we explore chilling accounts and supernatural experiences that defy logic and haunt our deepest dreams. Today, we bring you a narrative that delves into the depths of human fear and the darkness lurking behind captivating smiles. Our protagonist, Anna, a college student seeking new experiences, decided to explore the world of Tinder after her friend's insistence. What began as an attempt to find a new love quickly turned into a nightmare she could never have imagined. Join us on this harrowing journey as we uncover how a simple date transformed into a fight for survival. Anna, a 23-year-old college student, had always been cautious with online relationships. However, after months of her friend's insistence, she finally gave in and decided to give Tinder a chance. Her secret passion was her horror video channel, where she narrates scary stories in the first person. She decided to explore the idea of a horrifying date. Anna chose a cozy cafe in the city center as the location for her first Tinder date. She arrived a bit early, feeling a mix of nervousness and excitement. Sitting at a table near the window, she discreetly watched each person who entered, hoping to recognize Lucas from his profile on the app. When he finally arrived, Anna felt a mix of relief and excitement. Lucas was even more attractive in person than in his photos. He had a captivating smile and piercing eyes that seemed to read her soul. Anna stood up to greet him, and despite a few brief moments of awkward silence, they soon found common topics to discuss. Lucas seemed like an intelligent and humorous guy. They laughed at some jokes and shared stories about their lives. Anna began to relax and feel more comfortable in his presence. It seemed like the date was going well, and she started to question her initial concerns about meeting someone online. However, as the evening progressed, Anna began to notice small strange signs in Lucas's behavior. He casually mentioned stories about solitary travels to remote places and revealed a peculiar interest in unsolved crimes and inexplicable mysteries. These comments sent a shiver down Anna's spine, but she tried to dismiss these thoughts as nervous date paranoia. Even with these unease, Anna couldn't completely ignore the feeling that something was wrong. Lucas seemed to have detailed knowledge about notorious murders and tragic events, which he explained with an almost fascinated look. She wondered if these stories were just a peculiar way for him to keep her interested, or if there was something darker behind that charming smile. Time passed quickly, and Anna found herself torn between wanting to enjoy the evening and the growing discomfort about Lucas. As he asked more questions about her personal life and daily routines, she began to realize he knew more about her than what would be expected from a first conversation. A jolt of alarm ran through her mind as she tried not to reveal her growing distrust. The surroundings now seemed more oppressive, with the shadows stretching in the dim light of the cafe. Anna looked around, trying to identify a quick exit in case she needed to leave suddenly. She wondered if her friends would have also sensed something strange upon seeing Lucas's photos on her Tinder profile. As the hours passed, the mood of the date gradually shifted. Anna began to feel trapped in a situation she could no longer control. The initial excitement had turned into a growing uncertainty, fueled by small details that didn't make sense. She tried to maintain a normal conversation while her thoughts revolved around the best way to end the date without raising alarm. As the cafe started to empty and the clock ticked late into the night, Anna realized she needed to find a way to leave before the evening took an even darker turn. As the night wore on, the disturbing signs in Lucas's behavior became more evident to Anna. Despite his charming appearance and welcoming smile, he occasionally let slip comments that made Anna's heart freeze. During a lull in the conversation, he casually mentioned having a collection of antique knives and a special interest in unsolved crime stories. These revelations sent a chill down Anna's spine, but she tried to ignore her alarming instincts. She didn't want to ruin the date and was determined to convince herself that Lucas was just an eccentric man with unusual tastes. However, as the conversation continued, Lucas displayed a surprising knowledge of specific details about famous crimes. He spoke with an almost intrigued expression about serial killers who had terrorized entire communities with their brutality. Anna tried to mask her discomfort as her mind raced to find a plausible explanation for Lucas's peculiar interests. She wondered if her friends were right to warn her about the dangers of meeting strangers online. Increasingly aware of the growing tension between them, Anna looked for ways to steer the conversation to lighter topics, but Lucas seemed determined to delve into the disturbing depths of his mind. As they kept talking, Anna noticed that Lucas seemed to know more about her life than she had revealed during their chat on the app. He mentioned intimate details that could only be known by someone who had been watching her closely. A shiver ran down her spine as she wondered if he had investigated her life before the date, or worse, if he could be someone dangerous hiding behind a charming smile. The cafe around them now seemed oppressively silent, with only the distant sound of soft music echoing off the walls. Anna felt a knot tighten in her stomach as she tried to maintain a calm and composed appearance. She longed for a distraction, anything that could break the growing tension between them. The night, which had promised an opportunity to meet someone special, had quickly transformed into a maze of doubts and fears. Anna realized she needed to find a way to end the date before things got even further out of control. Her heart pounded as she carefully planned her next move, determined to escape Lucas's unsettling presence before it was too late. Time seemed to drag as Anna tried to maintain a facade of normalcy in front of Lucas, whose increasingly disturbing words echoed in her mind like sinister nocturnal ballads. The atmosphere around them grew dense, as if the air was charged with an unknown and threatening energy. As they continued talking, Lucas let slip details about brutal crimes with disturbing calmness. He mentioned a recent murder that had occurred not far from there, describing the horrors of the scene with a precision that made Anna's stomach churn. His eyes gleamed with a morbid fascination, as if he were absorbed by the stories of pain and tragedy. Anna tried to shift the topic to lighter matters, but Lucas seemed determined to keep the date in dark territory. He spoke about how easy it was for someone to disappear without a trace, about unsolved mysteries that haunted authorities, and how the darkness of the night concealed unspeakable secrets. Each of Lucas's words was like a thin thread wrapping Anna tighter and tighter in a cocoon of fear. She began to realize that he knew more about her life than she had revealed. He mentioned intimate details that could only be known by someone who had observed her closely, causing a shiver to run down her spine. The cafe around them now felt oppressively silent, as if the other patrons sensed the oddness of the encounter. Anna felt like a trapped prey, struggling to think clearly as Lucas's mind delved deeper into an abyss of darkness. When Lucas suggested they leave to explore a quieter place, Anna felt a knot form in her throat. Her survival instinct screamed for her to run immediately, but she knew she needed to act carefully. With a tremendous effort to stay calm, Anna came up with a plausible excuse and politely suggested that it was time to leave. Lucas's reaction was swift and unpredictable. A flash of frustration crossed his eyes before he regained his charming smile. He agreed to the farewell, but Anna felt the weight of his gaze on her back as she hurried away from the cafe. As soon as Anna reached the bustling street, relief washed over her like a cold wave. She felt as if she had narrowly escaped a deadly trap, a story that could easily have turned into a real tragedy. The date, which had started with expectations of romance, had unfolded into a macabre nightmare she would never forget. With her heart still pounding in her chest, Anna quickly moved away from the cafe, promising herself never to underestimate the warning signs her intuition provided. She knew that, although frightening, this night had taught her a valuable lesson about the importance of vigilance and caution when navigating the world of online dating. Back in the comfort of her apartment, Anna turned on her computer and began recording. With a trembling but determined voice, she recounted every chilling detail of her encounter with Lucas. She shared her emotions, fears, and reflections on how the night could have ended in a completely different way. "Friends, this is a story I never thought I'd need to tell," Anna began, looking directly into the camera with eyes full of seriousness. "It's a reminder that we all need to be vigilant when interacting with strangers online. Sometimes, danger can be closer than we imagine." She encouraged her viewers to trust their instincts and never ignore warning signs, no matter how subtle they might seem. "Please share this story and help spread awareness," Anna continued, her voice gaining strength as she spoke. "Let's make sure no one else has to go through something like this." With a sigh of relief and a sense of mission accomplished, Anna ended the recording. She knew that by sharing her experience, she was not only telling a chilling story but also making a difference by alerting and educating her viewers about the dangers that may lurk behind the glowing screens of dating apps. If you enjoyed this story that almost ended in a fatal encounter, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as we post new real stories daily and want to share them with you. See you in the next video.